I make bold statements like that, and it causes problems. But someone has to say it. Your mental illnesses, like panic attacks, PTSDs, and depression, so forth, there is a ghost behind it, a demon behind it. For example, depression, mental illness is a very powerful demon. And so these mental illnesses are very difficult to deal with. And that's why the medical profession, they struggle a lot because they don't know how to handle invisible beings, demons and ghosts. So they chuckle, they said, oh, you are believing nonsense. But it turns out, for example, many people who help patients with dementia or crazy people or depressed people end up becoming like their patients. What do you think? I make bold statements like that, and it causes problems. But someone has to say it.
I would say that a high percentage of my colleagues suffer from depression and anxiety.
Yeah, because many of the patients have depression and anxiety. This is a very dangerous thing for you to go into. These beings are very, very dangerous. You're messing with them. They're going unchecked right now. You cannot deal with them through drugs. Drugs only work temporarily, but they cause problems. The better way is if they're at the risk of hurting themselves, they need to use drugs. They need to get hospitalized. But beyond that, the drugs will help them a little bit, but causes other problems. The best way for them to deal with is I hope people in your profession should look more into meditation. If you're going to meddle anyway to make a living, teach them the right things. They have to meditate. Mental illnesses they mess with they plant thoughts in your head. And therefore, you have to counter that. The most effective way to counter that is to steal your thoughts and not follow those thoughts. That's the only way I know of. So at various levels, low level, okay, you can control yourself to certain thoughts. High level, you control more thoughts. You will not be affected and more of these thoughts, so that up to a certain level, they can no longer affect you. They can no longer affect me, for example. I am severe bipolar, never been diagnosed, but I finally realized that, and after I met my master's Dharma, I see so many people who are depressed, for sure. If you have depression, most likely you also are manic as well, because it's attacked you from both ends.
Thank you, Master. I would like to share a story. A few weeks ago, my daughter told me that she said, Mom, I think I have some mental illness, my oldest one. And I said, why are you saying that? And she said, because I keep on hearing voice that's telling me to kill myself. And then she said, but Mom, I don't have that thought starting since yesterday. And I said, what did you do different? And she said, the cassette that Daddy record for me, so we record your chanting of the mantra, the Saramdhamma mantra, the medicine Buddha, the morning resuscitation. And she listened to it. And she said, Mom, when I turn on Master chanting, that thought went away.
Really? She's able to do that on her own?
Yeah.
Usually, she's so severe, they would prevent her from even doing that. So this is very good news, that now she has a tool to calm herself down on her own, and she chooses to be calm instead of allow herself to be tormented, get worked up. That's a sign of having blessings in action. Have her listen to the chanting more often. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all. Turn it on. Some of my, let's say, acupuncturists, people that I know, or mental doctors I know, they find a way to sneak in our mantras in their office. I said, why would you do that? Oh my God. I don't want to fight all your ghosts. And he said, it worked, Master. I said, which ones? He says, Medicine Master Mantra. I turn it on very softly in my office. So in a waiting room, they could hear it. It's very melodic, so it's very soft, so they don't even notice, and it calms them down. And then I said, good, don't turn on that Dajuto on Ernani Pishati because it will offend a lot of new ghosts. So 2 things you can do: medicine master mantra you can turn on, or the Great Compassion mantra. Why is that? Because here at Wei Mountain Temple, during the Great Compassion Repentance, I noticed that a lot of our disciples who have depression and their kids are depressed, there used to be some family here. Every time during the Great Compassion Repentance where we circumambulate and recite the Great Compassion mantra, it calms them down. They feel, oh, I feel so good. And they hug their mom's thing. And, oh, this is happiness. It's so cool. So those mantras work. Well, thank you for sharing with us. If you have the blessings, you'll be able to use those tools. And so you have to be careful. And people reject them because they don't have enough blessing. They cannot afford to find peace in their mind, find a way to restore peace in their lives. It's a very difficult thing. It's a lifelong issue. It's no easy solution.